Ta Satt. Greetings to you, Highlight. May I introduce myself? I am Bella Isis, a Pleiadian in a human body. I have been back in contact with my galactic extraterrestrial family since September 2021. Before that, I was in a permanent human sleep, knowing nothing of a new world, having forgotten who I was and why I came here to Earth. A coma that lasted over 30 years shaped my life until I was allowed or was able to regain contact with my origins. But by origin, I don't just mean the Pleiad star system, but also my divine origin, my spark that connects me to the source of all existence. I have already written 3 books telling you what it is like to live in harmony with all that is. And there will be more volumes to come, because every day I experience magic or magical events. Today, for example, I had a visit from a peace-loving reptilian. He is my best friend in the whole cosmos. The being stood next to my bed, touched me, and spoke to me and to my soul. Sometimes extraterrestrials sit next to me on the couch or stand behind me when I sit on a chair. The beings come and go as if they were human visitors, except that they never ring the bell before coming in. I have had intergalactic peace fleet commanders from Andromeda and Procyon in my house. I have a very close, loving and extremely familiar relationship with both of them. We first met in this incarnation, and yet there was an immediate sense of trust on both sides. The interesting thing about the 2 commanders is that they are 2 very different species with even different characters, and I talk about this in my books, because every being is an individual, just like you and me. Every alien has different likes and dislikes. Even the characteristics of each individual are fabulous and unique. No one is the same, but we all come from the same source. The commander of Andromeda just said that the last sentence was very well put. He is a wonderful, gentle creature. The commander knows that I'm very fond of his species because they are so peaceful and balanced. The primal feminine power resonates very strongly in Andromedan men, and I love that about them. The men are gentle, kind, and listen lovingly when you speak to them. They give so much comfort. The commander has visited me for a lot of hours. Sometimes I didn't even know he was with me, he said. But he loves me very much and is happy to comfort me when I need help. So it happened that Andromedan sat with me in my garden, right here on Earth, and held my hand when the tears flowed. The ascent is not always easy, and he knows that. He also helped me when I was very homesick for the Pleiades. The Andromedans support us with their gentleness and kindness. They encourage us to persevere and whisper loving, comforting words to us. The Andromedan is a very good-natured, gentle creature who is also representative of the Galactic Federation and works directly with me. When the Andromedan became aware of me and contacted me, he could already see through his clairvoyance and intuitive foresight that he wanted to work with me. He often takes me to his light fleet at night when I'm asleep and tells me what actions are necessary for further cooperation. The commander takes me aboard his ship and holds meetings with me. He says I have already been introduced to other representatives of Andromeda who belong to the Galactic Federation. We are actively working together on an intergalactic peace mission. I'm just not allowed to remember, otherwise I probably won't want to come back to Earth. He is smiling because he knows me very well, and the other reason is that it is top secret and I have to keep this knowledge in my soul until the time is right. Because times are still very uncertain outside, and the other side is trying to get as much information as possible. So I shouldn't actively remember it. Even though my thoughts are partly protected by a shield, there could still be data leaks and individual pieces of information could get through. That would be detrimental to our joint project. I'm speechless because I'm hearing all this for the first time. Incidentally, the commander is in my room right now, while I'm lying on my stomach in bed, editing my video. He's pacing and gesturing with his hands as he talks to me. Since I love the Andromedans so much, it was very important and necessary for me to be able to talk about them in a video, and the commander complied with my request and wished by briefly introducing himself to you. He will leave immediately, he said. I don't need to offer him any more tea because he has to get back to his ship. That's a pity, because I was just about to make some. The commander smiles and politely declines. He doesn't want to offend me or insult my hospitality, but he has to go. I fully understand and respect it. Thank you very much for your visit, my dear. Thank you. I've talked a lot in my books about the fact that there's a portal in my walk-in closet. The intergalactic beings come and go through it, and the commander has just gone through the beaded curtain and is now gone. But first the curtain opened and the commander of the Procyon lightshift entered my room. I greet him with love and affection. I love him too, more than anything. We are so close, even though we have only known each other in this incarnation for about a year or a year and a half. The commander is completely different in character and vibration from the Andromedan representative. He is filled with the primal masculine force and exudes power, protection, and authority. In his presence, one is truly filled with respect. But when he is near me now, I also feel the gentleness he shows in my presence. He is wonderful and I love him more than anything. He is so considerate and full of love for me that he now knows exactly when to lower his masculine power, when it is, how shall I put it, inappropriate. Because often I need his love and closeness and not his courage or authority, and he takes that into account. He knows exactly when he can support me with his primal power, and then there are moments when we are just connected in absolute love. It is a very strong soul connection that has happened in the blink of an eye. We trust each other in every way. The Procyonian has often inspired me with his power to persevere, to stay strong, to keep courage and love in my heart, and all this in its most powerful and divine form. For me, the Andromedan and the Procyon represent opposites in the divine realm of vibration. While the Andromedan is blessed with predominantly feminine primal power, the Procyonian is blessed with masculine power. That's why it's always very pleasant when both men are in my room and I can feel both extremes. I love them very much, both the Andromedan and the Procyon. The commander of Procyon is almost like a foster father to me. We feel such deep trust and unconditional love for each other that I cannot find human words to express it. I would like to thank this wonderful galactic being for being in my room today. Gratitude to these two supreme beings, and gratitude that their fleets of light and peace are patrolling our Earth to oversee our ascension. Thank you. I love you all.